we're reunited with Eleftheria, our bus.
And we got a lot of things we need to do, including a deep spring cleaning, or fall cleaning, because it's not spring, it's fall. Boy, there was just sand coated on everything there.
We're probably gonna hang around in Indiana for about 2 or 3 weeks, but we have no idea where we're gonna go for winter. Are we going east or are we going west? Are we booking it?
But then we got another complication, hurricanes. And we've partnered with Blue Yeti, giving one of you a chance to win a Blue Yeti power station.
So stick around to find out how you could be the winner. We just spent 3 weeks in South Africa visiting my family. It was really weird to be away from our home for that long. Now we're back. We're so happy to be here. We got a bunch of stuff that we took out, like food and essential oils and propane and whatnot, because we didn't want to leave it in the bus while we were gone. We got to bring it all back in and get settled in, but we see this as a great opportunity to really deep clean. So today we're cleaning out the inside first so we can bring everything else back inside.
Another thing I'm hoping we can do today as we clean is talk through among ourselves and share with you what our options are for winter. Because in 3 weeks' time, we'll probably need to roll out of here just so we can get somewhere where it's not going to be freezing, and we have no idea where we're going to end up for the winter.
Should we start from the front and move to the back? Like, how do you want to do it?
But why don't we just strip everything down and take it all in and we're done with getting the laundry stuff?
Because if we don't get it done today, we're not going to have a bed cover on the bed.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Before we dive into that busy day cleaning the inside of the bus, we're gonna get our Blue Yeti AC70 power station out and a 200 watt Blue Yeti solar panel set up.
Blue Yeti's new AC70 can be charged from your car, a generator, or from the sun.
It can also be charged from a wall outlet. With a continuous output of 1,000 watts and a peak of 2,000 watts, Blue Yeti's new AC70 power station was designed for a wide range of appliances, from charging your personal items to powering refrigerators and small power tools.
You can even access smart controls and monitor the Blue Yeti in the app.
AC input for charging, 2 AC outputs for your appliances, 2 USB-A and 2 USB-C, an automotive auxiliary power outlet. The AC70 has all the ports you need. Now we'll be putting this power station to the test in a little bit.
But if you would like to win the Blue Yeti AC70 power station, click the link below in the description and be sure to check out the multiple ways to get more entries and a bigger chance to win.
When we originally thought about what we'd do for winter, we were leaning towards going to Florida. Neither of us have spent a winter in Florida.
And we did Arizona and the West Coast this last year, so it just made sense to go somewhere new and see something different and have a completely different experience. That was the plan. Didn't come off quite as easy.
But if you remember, a few weeks ago we published a video recapping our expenses, as well as talked a lot about the changes we want to make as we're traveling. We don't know if Florida is the right option. There's not a lot of free camping. It's not as easy, which translates into maybe it'll be more expensive than being in the West.
Don spent a long time researching the free options, but I feel like we're not going to truly enjoy Florida if we're not going to places like the Keys, which is going to cost money and you need to book in advance. It just doesn't match our goals for this next year, and that we should save Florida for the future when we can plan better and treat ourselves to like a little holiday and really enjoy the things about Florida that excite us and not just try to survive in Florida.
Anybody who has spent time camping in Florida probably knows that there is inexpensive camping at the state parks. However, it looks like you gotta plan that like 12 months in advance to book reservations, because I looked around at some places that I thought would be great to stay at as little as like 20-25 bucks a night, and they are completely booked up until mid-February, March of next year.
I just have a thought, like, are these all created equally? Do we need to mark which cover goes on which cushion? Well, we can label them like 1, 2, 3.
Maybe on a flap.
One here.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Sharpie Permanente. One thing that was very important to us is being able to easily change our sheets. It's not as easy as we hoped it would be, although it's probably much better than one of those beds where all 4 corners are tucked in against a wall.
Yeah, my side's the tricky one. That corner right there, because there's not a lot of space to stand. But other than that, you can get to every side.
I'll take this moment to say that we love our tuft and needle bed.
Seriously, best bed ever. After 3 weeks of not sleeping in our bed, I think the thing we missed the most, well, I mean, we missed the kitties quite a bit, but our bed, whew. Time for a flip?
Yeah, we try to flip it about every 6 months. We have pillowcases with 6 pillows on the bed. Excessive or not excessive? How many pillowcases should we have? I vote 12. Should we take it all in? Push?
Yeah, let's go. Oh. You alright?
So with the expense and possible complications of heading down to Florida for the winter, we started to think about what other areas maybe we could go to, you know, that are 12 hours from here or so. But then we got another complication. Hurricanes.
We've been looking at still staying on the East Coast, places like Charleston, South Carolina, the Alabama Gulf Coast, Texas Gulf Coast. They're all in the hurricane zone.
And if you remember last year's hurricane season, it was pretty bad, and it even extended past what we've traditionally thought of as hurricane season.
And yes, we have a vehicle, so if a hurricane's coming, we could leave.
In November, I usually have a lot of work. It's like my busiest time of the year, so I gotta be sitting at the computer, usually for about 3 to 5 weeks. Now, preferably, I'd rather be somewhere in the woods with lots of sunshine for solar, with warm weather so Mella and the cats can roam around outside and get a view of the sky for Starlink. And if possible, we could stay there for 2, maybe 3, 4 weeks. But then, hurricanes.
We just don't really want to deal with the fact of, like, where do you go then? Do you end up just having to pay for something else, which is an extra added cost? It just kind of complicated the matter too much. So we found ourselves in this like loop, and we were going crazy yesterday, like, where should we go? And we decided, you know what, we just really have to decide, are we going east or are we going west? Because Arizona and Florida are basically going to be the options for at least January, February. Because if we started to go, say, towards Charleston and we're in South Carolina somewhere waiting it out in November or December, it'd be great if we then went down to Florida. But if we wanted to go to Arizona, if we were like, no, we need to go to Arizona, then we've gone the wrong direction. It just costs more diesel money.
Which kind of brought us back to something that we've been thinking about a little while, which is, what is our goal now? We know we have some priorities in trying to live like we're not on vacation, but we do have a larger goal in mind, which I think is going to help us figure out which direction to go.
The reason why we want to save money and be thrifty is that we have decided that while we still want to be traveling, we do want to start looking for land sooner rather than later and start having a summer home or a winter home, and probably will eventually just be snowbirds.
This one wants the most cat hair award. And since our channel has been about our journey, rehabilitating our lives, we're now reevaluating our lives, which means our channel is going to be focused on sharing with you our journey as we head to places we think might make a good summer base or winter base.
Now we're still going to be traveling and taking you along on some fun things that we do, but it's not going to be like the first year. It's not going to be like our honeymoon phase, because we also want to spend time in areas, getting to know them and figuring out where we could possibly live, and really renovating our lives, because Rehabitate wasn't just about our physical place we were moving to. We weren't just changing our actual home. We wanted to change who we are and how we live. A bunch of coffee grinds down here. Those covered wins for the most coffee grounds.
So we decided we're going to head west again if we're going to find land that we can live in the wintertime. It's probably going to be in the southwest. And even though we spent several months in Arizona last year, there's a lot of southern Arizona that we haven't seen at all, and you know, we've talked about maybe even checking out parts of Mexico.
Kitchen is clean. It is time to load everything back in.
So all that leads us to say is we don't know where we're going, but we can't go maybe more than 4 or 5 travel days probably until we need to figure out how to stop and stay put for a month. Texas, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee.
You're never satisfied with what you have. Every day's an off day if you don't get your way. Scream more, more, more until your throat gets sore.
Ah, we did it. The cushion covers are still drying. We'll get them tomorrow. Time to bring the kitties back in the bus. They missed us so much, and they are cuddling hardcore, and they're wondering why we've left them in the house all day. We're gonna bring them back in. We are pooped. Good job. Come on. Good boy. Doesn't seem like that much work, but when you've just come back from a flight that was 17 hours with a 6-hour time difference, that was exhausting on the body. But we'll get some good sleep tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow because we got some more cleaning to do. Are we booking it?
Yeah, let's book this. It's a $10 cancellation, so if we find something or we have to move things around, at least we have a spot, okay?
Okay. We got a nice sunny day today, so we're gonna carry on with our fall cleaning. We're gonna go outside of the bus. You may remember the sandstorm we were in. There's still a lot of places that sand got in, and we need to work on it.
We're gonna start with cleaning the electrical bay, but believe it or not, still has sand. Yeah, look at this. I think I'm gonna cut the power though. We're gonna use the Blue Yeti to power our air compressor, to blow it out, as well as the vacuum.
Being fall and being in all these trees, the sun is up there somewhere now behind the trees. We don't get a lot of solar, which is great because we can put the Blue Yeti out in the sunshine, get it charged up, and then use it for all our tools that we want to power out here and not worry about using up the house power.
Much better. Here's how much dirt we pulled out from there.
This one's the worst. How did this one get so filthy? Do you want to tell them what we decided to do in November?
Oh, that's right. After much contemplation and discussion, we have decided to head to East Texas for November. The Houston National Forest has lots of great areas throughout there. We're gonna make a little pit stop at Texarkana on the way.
We like flexibility, but this morning we decided we needed to just book ourselves in somewhere because Don has so much work to do in November. And just like make it easy. No, we can dump and we'll have power and we'll have laundry facilities.
And probably the thing that Mel is the most excited about is as soon as hurricane season is over and my busy work period is over, we're gonna be about an hour away from the Gulf Coast. And we can spend December going down through the Gulf Coast. There's lots of great boondocking areas right on the beach.
You know how much I like the beach.
We may drive all the way down to South Padre Island. There's even some great boondocking on the beach down right at the end of Texas, right at the border of Mexico.
If you got any suggestions for us, put them in the comments.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pull my air compressor out and get it filled up. I'm gonna use the power from the Blue Yeti just to keep testing it out. I kind of expected more sand to blow out of the compressor side, but it looked like it had all fallen into the bottom areas where the connections are for that mini split. Boy, there was just sand coated on everything there. The air compressor pulls anywhere from 1,000 to like 1,150 watts, and the Blue Yeti's having no problem delivering what it needs, so I'm happy to see that we can use it for all of our power tool needs.
I can see it being useful in many other situations. Like, we do have friends who aren't living in buses or vans come and camp with us in the middle of nowhere. They're in tents. They would need power. We get to offer them extra power. When we take long day trips, we got cameras, we got batteries that are dying as we're filming. We need those charged so we can take this with for our power needs. And we ran into a situation in Oregon which definitely made us rethink our power needs a little bit.
When we were on the Oregon coast near Astoria, we were in a great little camp spot. Very wooded, very secluded, but so many trees where we're camping this week that I had to bring my Starlink out here to this field and sit in my car to record the DL compressor. Fresh from the pages, a sample library review. Here's this week's DL compressor. Leave the Jeep running and then use a little janky inverter to power Starlink for hours on end while I did my work sitting in the car.
With the Blue Yeti, he could now take the Starlink, the Blue Yeti, his laptop, and go and sit in the sunshine somewhere and get set up, work for a few hours and not worry about leaving the car running.
So we've got a lot of ways we know we can utilize the Blue Yeti, but how would you use a power station like this?
Comment below. Cleaning out the luggage bays, we came across our bird feeder. So we're gonna put some seed in here and entertain the kitties because we're still gonna be around here for a couple more weeks. We've got a few things we want to do on the bus before we head out, so let's get those kitties entertained because we're gonna be busy.
I think our biggest relief is now we know where, or at least which direction we're heading.
Kind of takes a bit of the pressure off, at least knowing where we're going. Don't forget, if you want to win the Blue Yeti AC70 power station, go ahead and click in the link below to enter. Make sure you come back to watch our video on Sunday, November 12th. That's when we're going to be doing the drawing and announcing the winner.
How often do you wash the cushion covers on your couch? How often do you wash your bed cover?
If I was Dawn, I would be asking you right now, how many times do you wash the cover to your pillow?
Comment below. So we know a lot of ways we are going to be able to utilize the Bluetti. So we've got a lot of ways that we think we can utilize the Bluetti.
Bluetti.
So we've got a lot of ways we know we could utilize the Bluetti. Damn it.